IPMNation.com.
Everybody, welcome to Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet. I'm Matt Connarton, and we are here at the studio at its new location at 598 Main Street in downtown Laconia. The StudioNH.com is a website if you want to check it out online. Of course, we're also sponsored by Central NH Events, Tweak Sound and Mastering, and Sonic Wallpaper. And we have with us this week Andrew Hillman, John Belfontaine, and Luke Heel from the band Abstract. How are you, gentlemen?
In that order, yeah.
In that order,
we're good.
And there's like a million other bands you guys are in, too, so we'll have plenty to talk about.
Sure.
I think collectively there's a million other things, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
And how's Matt tonight?
I'm well.
All
I'm just I've been so busy. I'm tired, and I'm like one of those days where I try to get here before the guest, and it's one of those days where I'm just running like 20 minutes behind on everything. Like everywhere I was supposed to be today, I'm
West
like 20
Coast
minutes
time.
late. It's worse than that.
Oh.
It's like Hawaii,
China.
whatever time zone that is
Jet
time.
lag.
Yeah.
Not quite China time.
Oh,
I call it car lag. It's like
Yeah.
jet lag, but
Yeah, exactly.
I managed a marina, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
You do?
Some days you're
You do.
just totally wasted, you know?
Yeah, I'm not wasted. I don't know. What are you implying?
yes.
Jeez, I mean, I
it's
just
a family
barely,
show, Luke.
I
Okay.
just
One-
barely opened
one-
this
Easy, buddy. Easy.
603 beer thing.
Do you like it?
I do actually.
Let's give him an endorsement.
Yeah, maybe they can sponsor us and buy
There you
new
go.
mic stands.
603-528.
Hey, we got the scotch. Tape.
You guys are actually the best guests I've ever had already. And you know why?
Been 2
Why?
seconds,
Because you
man.
set up your own mic stands.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
No other guest has
Points.
ever done that. You set them up, you kind of repaired them with the tape, and
Yeah, we
you
got
guys
these
are
things
amazing.
rocking and
Let me
rolling.
know.
You're my favorite
We
guest.
untangled your cords, too.
You did?
John used a dime to untighten
I
his
did.
rope.
I did.
Yeah.
I
It
used-
was a penny.
Went all
I'm
MacGyver on
handy.
that
Yeah.
mic
Penny.
stand.
My
I'm
bad.
handy.
You guys are
So-
amazing. You're the handiest guests I've ever had.
Oh, we're
Well,
handy.
you know,
There's
Yeah.
6 of them,
got to make everybody's life easy.
That's right. I appreciate it.
yeah. They call them fingers, but I've never seen them fing.
We felt bad. You came in and you were like, "Oh man, it's been one of those days." We're like, "Well, we got to set up this
Yeah.
mic stand."
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
we're with
amazing. You guys should just show up every week and just set up the mic stands or something.
As
My
long
name-
as you get us like a peanut gallery microphone.
My name
Sure.
rhymes with handy.
Yes, it does.
Well, why don't we play something? And then and the project again is called Abstract.
Yes. It's
Is
an
it-
all improv band.
Yeah.
Not like Fish, because Fish has songs.
Well, they have roots where they start off.
Right.
We just kind of look at each other and hope it works.
Plus, you guys are interesting. I don't think Fish is very interesting.
Yeah, we take showers.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah, once a day
Hey,
at
they
least.
take showers. It's the people that go see them. That
Oh.
usually-
Whoa, that's a
Hey,
whole
hey.
group
What,
of
the
people.
festival?
Hey, hey,
There
hey.
are not many showers at festivals.
You can't
I've been to
prove-
many
I-
showers at
Bodies.
festivals. It's like $30, but you can take a shower.
Yeah, and you can't prove
need a
that
debit
Fish
card.
actually
Baby wipes.
showers either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're right. I
Have you
can't.
seen Trey and however you say his last name bathe? Have you seen him actually bathe?
No.
I have not.
Let's
Yeah,
look
no
it
one
up.
has.
How do
Where's the YouTube?
How
I'm
do you
sure.
hide money from a hippie?
How?
Put it under the soap. Just kidding.
That's
I'm
pretty
kidding.
good. That's a great joke, actually.
Sorry about that.
I like that.
Sorry, Dad.
Sorry.
Our hippie demographic will be offended, but whatever. Who cares?
I love granola.
I didn't even hear what you said.
I'm sorry.
Well, let's play
All
something.
right.
We'll come back and chat.
Sounds good.
What do you gentlemen want to play?
First song is going to be called Albers.
Okay.
All of our song names are basically just artists, so we don't have to really come up with song names. We
Yeah.
just listen to it and then look at art online, and
Wow.
if we find one that's cool, we'll just name that song after it. It's kind of been our thing,
Really unique. Yeah.
But
And the
yeah.
and the band is just the three of you, right? There's
Correct.
No, so we're not missing
Yeah.
anybody.
These two will swap instruments, between drums and bass
Wow. Cool.
and stuff like that. But yeah, it's always just the core three.
Okay. All right. All right. So, no, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, I'm
Okay.
good.
All right. Good. Good. Okay. Well, so what's the name of the song again?
Albers.
Albers. All right.
Yes, sir.
From Abstract here on Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet. Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet. I'm sitting here with the guys from Abstract, and we're learning all kinds of things during the break. All kinds of things.
Yeah. Well, you know.
I can literally play anything.
Can you?
Want me to play this can? I will.
You're like Prince. He could play anything till he
Miss
died.
him, dude. Yeah.
I was crushed, actually.
Yeah.
When Doves
Wow.
Cry is my favorite song of all time, and I'm not saying
wow.
that to be funny.
Yeah.
It literally is my favorite song of
He
all
was
time.
great. He was
No,
great.
yeah, he was
One of the
an amazing artist.
And it's weird because I'm a bass player, and in that song there is no bass.
Hey.
That's my favorite song of all time.
I think he's a very good charitable guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know,
Oh
all
yeah.
the charities you're hearing about right now.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Absolutely.
amazing.
Yeah.
Because of
Definitely.
his religion, right? He couldn't really be too public about charity because it's kind of
Yeah.
against his beliefs.
Yeah. Well, that also, it sounds like, contributed to his death because the JWs don't believe, like, you can't have surgery, I guess, if there's any kind of blood transfusion
Yeah.
involved or anything.
Oh.
So he
There's
couldn't get
certain
his
things.
hips repaired
Yep.
because he needed hip replacements from, jumping off drum risers with those big
Yeah.
boots.
Yeah.
And that led to him needing the pain
Wow.
meds, and that led to the overdose, and so
Crazy stuff. 2016's been hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow, I'm all depressed now. This show just.
All right.
We
You
just
guys were the
dropped
great.
out.
You
You're
guys,
having a hard day, and now
you guys were the greatest guests ever, and now I'm depressed.
well, you brought it up, man.
And it's not. I know, and it's not
you were
even.
depressed, but this is premeditated.
It's not even
You
your
were
fault.
depressed before
It's
us.
not even your fault, and
Hey.
you've depressed me.
Hey.
Hey, we were around when he was around, so
Yeah.
That's true.
You know.
I don't know what that means. What do you mean?
we were alive when Prince was alive.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. I hadn't thought of it that way.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
know.
we were alive at the same time as him.
Did anybody here get
Sure.
to see him live?
You know, I never did.
Yeah, no.
Nope. Never had the pleasure
Yeah. It's a bummer.
for him.
Wow. Well, you
All
guys.
right.
So tell so tell us about. Speaking of live, because tell us about your process, because it sounds like you guys kind of do everything live and then edit it down. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's kind of been the model. I mean, we'll jam for like 15, 20 minutes, and nobody wants to listen to all of that.
Right.
I don't.
So, well, we do, and we're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
okay, this is cool, and we just kind of pick little sections of it,
Yeah.
take notes, and then I'll go back to the computer and cut it all down.
Yeah.
And we're going to do the same thing with video. Luke's really good with the video editing, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I have a GoPro and a couple other cameras, so we'll get a couple different angles.
Yeah.
You know, when you first shoot it live, it's got to be from your computer camera.
Okay.
We don't have some sort of.
Yeah, the way
to import
Facebook's
it.
set up now, it only works off your device, microphone, and camera. So when we do the live stuff, it'll all be just one single shot.
Oh, okay.
But we'll have the other cameras going, and then we'll mix that down into
Yeah.
shorter songs.
Yeah.
And then we can put the video to it, you know. And,
hopefully
you know,
make,
line
like,
everything up. And,
Yeah.
You know, so everything's going to the music, you know, and
Cool.
the video and the.
And we'll make YouTube
Music.
albums instead of song albums. You know, it'll just be videos.
I mean, they're the ones that pay you now, anyways, right?
That's true. Yeah, that is true. Absolutely.
Right. The concept is, if you don't understand, really, is like if we're taking like a painter, if you will, idea of when you go to a gallery or an art show, you only see that one person, that one painter's picture.
Yeah.
We're doing the same thing, but we're applying it to music, where it's just made up there, right there, and never played again.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all it's
Even
ever
if-
going to be.
Even if
Yeah.
you hear our stuff or get the CD or whatever, and that's the only time you'll probably hear that. We're not
Wow.
we're not going to play that live.
Wow.
When you come see us live, it's all made up
Yeah.
right there in front of you. There's no song, there's no pre-recording, there's no
Yeah.
anything. Everything's just comes right out of our minds.
That's really cool.
And it was kind of because we were all in these bands together, and we played all these songs 1,000 times a piece, and
Right.
we never did anything with it. So we're like, well, why should we just come in here and rehearse the song every week?
Right.
Why don't we just play whatever the heck comes out? Because we know we're not going to go be famous rock stars in this
And-
area, because we've been in like 30 different bands. And everybody has the
Literally.
same ambition, and it never really kind of comes to anything.
Yeah. Well, I think there's
You know.
definitely varying levels of
There are,
ambition
yeah.
out
There's
there.
definitely been some moves made and
Yeah.
stuff like that, but
Yeah.
for the most part, I mean,
I think-
we all just sit around and dream and hope it's going to be awesome.
Right. Right.
So we're just like, we don't have to be adults and rehearse and learn
Yeah.
to get tight with songs. Let's just get tight making stuff up.
But the irony of that is you guys are doing something so unique that it might actually take you somewhere. It might take off.
You never know.
Because I can't think of anybody like what you just described. I can't think of anybody else who does that. You know, I literally I can't. I mean, do you guys know of anyone else who?
Like jazz musicians do it.
Well, like,
Yeah. Well, that's
you know,
that's
there's
true.
jazz
but-
improv, which is kind of
Yeah.
I mean, we do more rock and it's heavier, and
Yeah.
And I think the best part of it is that you really get to see the musicians at their core,
Right.
You know, like their emotions coming out instead of I practiced this song 150 times.
Right.
And now I'm so tired of the song, I'm trying to put emotion into it. You know.
Right.
Instead, you have what happened to him this week, what happened to him this
Mm-hmm.
week. You know, what I went through this week. All those
Yeah.
things coming together, you know, and it's a raw product, you know, and I think a lot of people are looking for that now.
Yeah.
You know, they're not because you know there's the music, you know, with a lot of the lyrics. I think people, you know, like that dips into like the idolizing aspect of music, where it's become a chant, you know,
Sure.
instead of what the artists want to do, which is express themselves through their music, you know. And
Yeah.
I think that's a lot is lost now in mainstream, you know, music.
Sure. Sure.
Like the best example that I can give is, and not to say that we're on these musicians' level, is the Jeff Beck stuff with Ronnie Scott's.
Yeah.
He has some
Yeah.
of the best musicians, Taj Wakefield and Vinnie Colaiuta. I forget the keyboardist's name, but they're doing all instrumental music. Yeah, they have songs, and we're taking that idea and just making up, the songs right there on the spot.
Yeah.
Because
there's no singing
there's
in the
no
group.
singing.
Okay.
'Cause, it'd be very hard to come up with lyrics on the spot and have it kind of somewhat sound like a song.
Right.
And to have that. So unless we meet somebody who's like, check out my garage full of notebooks I filled with lyrics.
Yeah.
We'll just pull one out every week, and unless we
Yeah.
find that person, I don't think it will have singing as a part of it. But
Well, now there was that scene in Purple Rain where Prince finds his
going full circle.
where Prince finds his dad's songs, all these
absolutely.
huge stack of songs he'd written. So see, it all comes back to Prince.
Right, and they just open the vault, and the same thing happened. Whoa, man, my head hurts. This is tripping me out, man.
My grandfather used to say that all the time, and I never quite knew what he meant. He would say it all comes back to Prince, and I just thought it was something because he had dementia, and then he died. But that's what he said to me right before.
He's
Yeah,
Prince Albert in a can, probably.
yeah, it was crazy.
You gotta
stuff.
let him out, guys.
Yeah, he said that too.
Yeah.
We never listened.
Refrigerator running.
Yeah, he never did that one. He
No.
thought
Classic.
I said it to him once, and he said, that one's a little pedestrian. We don't want to, it's too obvious, So
It's kind of crosswalk.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. So you guys never, as a band, actually write anything, correct?
Right.
You never
That's
sit
correct.
down and
Yeah, we're not adults at all.
no. I think that's cool though.
I think at the beginning too, a lot of it was what John was talking about. A lot of like him cutting into the music when he went to edit it. Though.
Yeah.
I think now though, with our communication, our
Yeah.
songs have become. They have beginnings, they have middles. They have parts where they come down. They have and they have ends now.
Yeah.
Because we've been
Yeah.
playing in this group now for so long that we can read that off of each other. See, where each person wants to go, and we're comfortable enough when somebody else changes it. That's where we're going now.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So I think a lot of it now is, their songs when they come out.
Yeah.
As opposed to something that we have to cut and paste.
Yeah.
And
just
that's
wanna
what
say that,
that's what a band is. It's unity. If you don't have good vibe with the other 2, 4, 6, whatever in a band, it's not going to work.
Right.
It's very true about what the elder musicians say about it's a marriage. Which,
Oh, yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And you can see that with even big bands who have divorced.
Right.
So
Right.
Yeah, we're the kids in this marriage.
Yeah.
We don't want no responsibility. Just want to play.
So was this the idea from the beginning?
Yeah.
That this is what it
Yeah.
was going to be? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Wow.
I think we even had the name right out of the gate, too.
Oh, really? Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, what's the most different thing we can be?
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, it's kind of what it is. It's abstract.
Yeah, yeah.
It kind of comes out
Free
that way.
form.
Huh. No, it's very cool. Well, let's play another track. What do you guys want to play next?
This one's Monet.
Monet.
And I was thinking about listening to it. It's actually in 2 parts.
Yeah.
So we'll do part 1 and 2 or whatever.
Okay.
But I was thinking about it, like listening through the song, it sounds almost like we'll cut our own ear off just to make our art. Because it's painful all the way through. It
So
has,
why don't
like,
you call
these
it Van
ups
Gogh?
and- Oh, yeah, that's true.
that's
So yeah,
There you
I
go.
guess we'll have to.
part 3.
Yeah. So I have to rethink that one.
Yeah.
I got my history wrong. My art teacher's gonna kill me.
I'm just really good at
No,
song
that's
titles.
good. That's good.
We'll go with that one. He's just really good
Yeah.
at song
Yeah,
titles.
yeah.
Yeah, I heard somebody else tell me that once too. Yeah.
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 Well, that
All
person
right.
was lying. I'm the one who's good at song titles. Whoever that person was.
No, they were telling me that you were good at.
Oh,
song
yeah.
titles.
Well, of
Probably
course.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah. I don't like to brag, but I am good at that. Okay. So let's take a listen to this. So this is Monet Part 1 from Abstract here on Local Outbreak.
IPMNation.com.
Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet. This is Matt from IPM Nation, and we are here with the guys from Abstract. We have Luke Heel and John Belfontaine and Andrew Hillman.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're right here.
You know, Andrew Hillman, for years I didn't even know your actual first name because I was so used to Mike Laughlin just calling you, referring to you as Hillman.
Yep.
I didn't think you had a first name.
No, that'd be awesome. It'd be one of those McLovin people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Seal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Just
that-
like Seal.
Exactly like him. Well, you don't want to. He's got all that scarring, and that would suck.
That's all right.
Yeah, I guess.
He had, wasn't he married to Heidi Klum?
Yeah.
Dick
yeah.
scars, man.
She had
Yeah,
she had a baby
some of
seal.
So we should probably have you each.
Sorry.
There we go. We should probably each. Well, we'll start with you, Andrew. What other projects do you currently have? Because you guys are all in a lot of different stuff.
Currently, I'm in 4 different bands.
Jeez.
I'm in it with Abstract, obviously, and then I'm in another band with my buddy Phil. We're called the Destructionists, and it's basically
That's a cool name.
yeah, we do punk rock and metal and alternative, all originals. We're actually doing songs.
almost
He
did
sings
make
and plays guitar. I play drums, and it's really like what I've been into a lot. And so I'm also continuing with the industrial stuff. I just haven't written anything in a while, so still currently trying to figure out stuff to do with that. And just another band I play in, drums, with my friend Sean and Joe. We don't really have a name yet, but Joe's guitar sound is very unique.
Yeah.
So it allows us to do something that's not, every day. His guitar sound is really, really great. So we just peel off from there.
Yeah. Cool.
Pretty great.
All right, John. What about you?
Let's see. I'm doing OCDC, which is another electronic project with a friend of mine.
Yeah.
That is all like sample-based live instrument stuff.
Yeah.
So the samples become the instruments.
Okay.
So
everything is sampled. In other words.
Well, everything is sampled into a keyboard.
Okay.
Or like drum machine or something like.
Yeah.
That can trigger the samples and play them note-wise.
Okay.
Up and down on scales and stuff like
wow.
that. So we'll take weird sounds and then turn them into instruments.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more down-tempo
Okay.
than like the outlet stuff, which is more like dancey.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and I'm also doing outlet.
Yeah. And we're going to have you on back to talk about that in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really stoked about that too.
Yeah.
I get a lot of new music that I can bring with me, and it'll be fun.
And you got a big outlet show this summer, you should mention.
I'm doing the Pretty Lights show at Meadowbrook. Well, it's
Pretty Light Show.
Bank of New Hampshire Pavilion now.
Yeah.
Pretty Lights.
Yeah. I got contacted by them to do the opening, one first or second night. I don't know the schedule yet.
Yeah.
That's why you should go.
They're gonna
For Pretty Lights, too.
they're gonna put me on main stage too, which is pretty exciting. So
Yeah, that's very
and
cool.
I know in the past we've talked about him on every time I've been on this show, how inspiring he is and everything like that. So it's great that his group reached out to me to say, hey, you're on our radar.
Yeah.
You're in New Hampshire. We're doing a show in your backyard. You want to come and do it big time? Like
That's
hell
really
yeah.
cool.
So it's gonna be great.
Yeah,
I'm wicked
congratulations.
stoked. And I'm kind of fiddling around with Mantra. I mean, we've
Yeah.
been booking shows. We're not really rehearsing for the shows as much.
Yeah.
So it's not like going back in time where it's like 5 days a week and I didn't want to do it anymore. It's like,
Going back in time.
yeah. Back to the Future. So, and it's cool. We've been talking about being selective and doing some shows here and there.
Yeah.
Just kind of sprinkling them around.
Yeah.
Just keep the songs alive. I mean, it's a shame.
You've got there's a lot of great tunes
Yeah,
there.
definitely.
You've got that show at the Shaskeen.
Yeah, we're playing at the Shaskeen on Friday, July 1st.
Okay.
In Manchester.
Very nice.
So,
Very nice.
Come out to that too, because that's going to be a party as well.
And Scrimmy won't need a ride to that.
He
He'll
won't
already
actually,
be there.
but he's probably going to need a ride to the rehearsals.
Gave him the ride back.
Right. We had
no kidding.
Yeah.
We doubled up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny was like, so
I told Tim to just show up at the show tonight, and it would be all sad because I didn't want any drama.
Yeah.
So here he is.
That's
I'm an
funny.
enabler. I know.
That's funny.
I know, but it's cool. It's for a
I
good
wanted
cause.
To swear,
Yeah.
but I
It
thought
was
about
for a good
editing.
cause.
Yeah.
So, Luke, what are you up to before we get too sidetracked?
Currently, I'm only doing Abstract and
trying to keep it on
the
track.
Wow Sound,
Yeah.
which is a band from some guys that were from Franklin. They live all over the place now, and also my buddy up in Plymouth.
Yeah.
We're actually playing here now at the barn. But I sat in for Floodwatch before. Glorious Noise. So
Okay.
I've been in the scene. Ryan LeMay, I was in Flickr with him in a cover band.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
I
Flickr
remember
was fun.
Flickr,
It
yeah.
was like songs you hated in the 90s. Time Life presents.
Yeah.
But it was so much fun, man. Those songs are so much fun.
I really had
Yeah.
a blast in that band,
Yeah.
But I wanted to do more original stuff, and Ryan kind of wanted to do that because you can make money around here.
Oh, yeah.
doing cover stuff.
Oh, I miss those shows.
So much,
Yeah.
so much
Those
better.
are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were. It was a blast.
Yeah.
I love all the guys around here.
Yeah.
All the musicians around here are so helpful. In any way they can be. Whether it's let them use your drum set, or I broke a string on my bass.
Yeah.
Can I use your bass? Or it's like a big.
I always
family.
say absolutely
Yeah.
not. Don't even look at my stuff. Don't even look at it.
John.
Mine.
John's not a drummer or bassist.
I didn't share when I was a
Guitarist.
kid. People come to my house and
Yeah,
it'd be like a
guitarist.
museum in my room. Don't touch anything. You can
Break a
come in
string on
here,
a
but don't
guitar,
touch
It takes
nothing.
like 4
Yeah.
hours to get it right. You're like, I gotta stretch it, and
Yeah, I put my Legos together with the instructions. So what? I'll say it publicly. I admit it.
So now, as far as Abstract, do you guys play out much? As far as
Yeah, I mean, we do.
because you're all pretty busy.
We do like this summer. Towards the end of the summer, we're going to do the New England Flow Fest,
yeah.
and that is on August
I think it's the 11th.
the
or
11th,
14th.
the 14th.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Great spot
Yeah.
at the Owls Landing,
Owls Landing in Holderness.
in Holderness.
Yep.
Cool.
Like last year
Nicole
was the
Calendar's
first year.
on.
It was great.
Huh. Excellent.
Yeah, so tickets are on sale for that.
Yeah, you
New
can
England
go
Fall
online.
Fest.
It's on Facebook and everything. Just New
Yeah.
England Fall
Okay.
Fest, so.
They're easier to find on Facebook than we are because we don't have.
But yeah, we'll be playing at that this year.
I'm not technical savvy, so yeah.
He really just got rid of his flip phone
Yeah, I still
or his
I still-
shaker, I guess they call
He's got
it.
his
still
first
record-
computer this year.
Right, I still
Wow,
record ideas for songs on tape. And I'm okay with that.
But the
Wow.
we do actually. A lot of our stuff was on tape. This is all recorded in the studio with mics and everything. But
Okay.
80-90% of what we have is all on cassette tapes.
Wow.
And they sound really well.
Yeah.
But Andrew is the kind of person that you'll come to practice because we'll play on Wednesday nights. You'll come to practice. He's like, I've been watching all these bass videos all day. I'm like Bella Fleck and this and that, and he's like just rambling on. Check out this thing I learned today. So it's been a lot of fun since Drew's gotten the internet.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I'm like Neo, and I just watch.
You're the chosen one.
Basically, just
my head.
yeah, I
Drew, you're
basically
already
just
chosen.
watch like complex polyrhythms on the drums, and I learn them,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, look what I can do. And then I go do the same thing with bass. I learn like from masters. I don't look at amateurs. I learn from
Yeah.
masters, so I can learn it right. And then I
Yeah.
go to practice, and I'm like, look what I can do. Yeah. And
But
then we're like,
the worst
wow,
thing
you're-
is Drew still sucks.
yeah,
Oh, he's
Yeah,
he's coming along.
yeah,
You know,
he's
Thank you.
doing pretty good.
he's trying.
yeah.
He's doing pretty
Mom didn't
good.
think so.
Now he's an awesome drummer and bassist.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, he
And
is.
these guys, I mean,
He's
these
supportive.
two don't practice, okay?
And it shows.
And he is going far beyond where I thought he would be. Luke, I'm talking about on drums. It doesn't even practice bass, and just when we do switch up, when I play drums, dude, he's awesome.
Yeah.
And John, well known in New Hampshire for being probably one of the most powerful guitar players in the state.
Oh yeah.
And that's not even just being complimentary to my friend. I mean, that's true. That's a fact.
Yeah.
You said you were going to do this.
And, you know.
You promised you weren't going to do this.
So, you know, in his eyes and the way he wears a sweater.
I'm going to cry. I'm really going to cry. Dude.
You know.
Touch me, man. You touched me.
Well, the first time I met these two guys was at a Battle of the Bands in Laconia. And
way back in 1999.
I don't even remember.
Wow.
99.
But
Oh, one of my favorite Prince songs.
Well, dude, are we going to keep circling this?
Well, at all,
We get it, Matt. You're
No, but
depressed.
when
We
I
understand.
Die for you.
when I saw him in the Battle of the Bands, Johnny was just in guitar solos behind his head.
Yeah.
And, you know, at first I was like, oh, we still got it. And he started guitar soloing, and I was like, and then he started guitar soloing behind his head, and I was like, boy, it'd be really nice to play music with him. And, you know 15, 20 years later, we're playing music together.
Wow.
Which is,
Be damned.
cool.
Yeah. Excellent.
They got disqualified from throwing beach balls
Yeah.
into the
We
audience.
actually
For real?
asked them.
Yeah.
They said you couldn't throw anything in the audience, and we were like, "Well, we have beach balls. I can understand like water bottles and stuff."
Right, of
and
course.
the kid was like, I think it was from Five Finger Discount. He's like, yeah, no, it's fine. So we threw him in, and then we got disqualified.
Wow.
And he was like, and when I asked him about it, he was like, no, I said you can do whatever you want, and I was like, whatever.
Wow.
So it was cool though. I got to play. You know, it was like one of my first couple of live shows, so it was cool. You know, I was like excited. I didn't care. I was like, I got to play on stage in front of people.
So what band were you in at that time?
That was Them.
Okay.
I don't know if you know Colin Bartram.
No.
It was with him and another kid, Corey Muskovitz, but this was like way back.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Cool.
Gnarly stuff.
So when you guys play live, then is there any conversation beforehand about what you're going to do?
No,
or
we kind of just
We
look.
just get into like a prayer circle, and we like we pretty much bow our
full of
heads
crap.
and like, you know, on Madonna's Blonde Ambition, she's all like, okay, let's have a good show. She's sucking on her lozenge. That's what I'm doing.
Yes.
Okay, let's have a good show. This is for. I forget.
It
Anyways,
depends on.
Yeah,
what
we
day
do
of the
something similar to that.
Yes,
but not
yes.
like
I
that
mean,
at all.
like,
And
we
then
might
we
be
turn,
like,
and
we
we
wanna
turn our
start
amps
out-
around. We
Actually, that's
face
another
our amps
thing.
toward
Our
the
amps
wall.
face the wall,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so we have this wall of sound.
Yeah, just coming at us.
That was
Wow.
Forget about everybody else.
It's beautiful. Can we talk about Prince some more? I'm sorry.
No, I don't want to talk about Prince anymore. Why would you
See?
even think that?
I just ended it.
great.
I brought it up. Now it's over.
Yeah, we lost Bowie too, man.
Dude, I
You
thought
said
we
you
weren't
weren't
going
gonna
to
bring
do
that
this.
Let's dance.
And who
Yeah,
else?
Let's dance is right.
Who else died? Oh, everyone died.
Rocky.
It's inevitable.
Well, here's the thing.
It
None of us
happened.
get
Peter
off
Steele.
this rock alive, so.
That's true. No one gets out alive. That's the problem with life.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess the astronauts got out alive, but they came back. The ones that went to the moon. They
Yeah.
got off the planet.
right.
And they came back, though.
Yeah, I think they had
Technically,
to.
they would have been the
Yeah,
only
if they
people
really
to
went the
ever
moon.
Yeah,
not die on Earth.
right.
If they died
See,
in
I can do
space.
Conspiracy theories.
Yeah, there you go.
Like
What?
the guys from
I said,
Poison.
yeah, if they even went to the moon.
Whoa, easy now.
Ricky Rocket.
It's good that you're questioning everything, but
Doris-
sometimes the answers aren't the answers.
Bobby Doll.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, did Bobby Dahl die?
No.
Oh, good.
Thank God.
Scared me.
Put that out there.
Jeez, he's the nucleus of that band.
Unskinny Bobber.
That's right. Without that bass line, you don't have any on Skinny Bop.
Laser girls.
Not
You know,
that-
green laser girls in the video.
Yeah.
Huge, you know.
Yeah. All right.
IQs.
Well, let's play another track. What do you guys want to play next?
Well, we'll play the second part of Monet, I guess.
All right. Excellent. All right. So this is Monet. Is it Monet Part 2 or
Part 2.
All right.
What
Monet
could you
Part
do?
2. Here from Abstract
Part
here
two.
on Local Outbreak.
IPMNation.com.
Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet. This is Matt from IPM Nation. We're here with the guys from Abstract. And so this is important. How do people find you guys online? Because this gets tricky, so we want to make sure they can find you. Because you are on YouTube.
Search YouTube channel for Luke Heel. That's Heal Heel. It's got all of our videos in there. We recorded with our GoPro. GoPro actually has amazing sound.
Yeah, I was surprised actually.
Yeah, and I really was too. And when the levels are too high, there's different screens you can put on the back to cut out more of the sound.
Yeah,
but it really came out nice. And there's probably 7 or 8 tracks on there, and they all have videos with them. But yeah, they're awesome. They got lights to them, So I got a bunch of lights that I have, let everybody use them around the area.
Right.
Just because percussion lights that sound, they go to the sound. So I'm like, yeah, sure, that's And I started buying lights because it was, lights are cool.
Yeah.
They add so much to show, without, really having to try hard.
Right. Absolutely.
We also have an EP called Ellipses on SoundCloud.
Oh, you do? Okay.
It's just 3 songs.
Okay.
I think that one's Abstract New Hampshire. If you go to SoundCloud and search Abstract New Hampshire.
Okay. Cool.
Or you can just search Abstract Ellipses, and on the playlist will show up there that way. We don't have a Facebook page at the moment.
Yeah.
Because honestly, the Facebook artist pages, the reach is just not there.
Yeah, unless you pay for it. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And we're going to start doing a live broadcast on the outlet page once a week.
Great.
Abstract. Like, no, this is what I'm doing, Tuesdays or Wednesday nights.
Cool.
Every week. And that way we can use that to link up to a Facebook page and start building that up.
Oh, yeah.
Like cross-pollinate fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
That way it's put in everybody's face, when your live feed comes up, it pops up for everybody.
And we definitely want to do like a YouTube album, playlist of videos that we made.
Yeah.
The actual legit recorded stuff.
Yeah.
We set up the sound more in the studio.
Yeah, we have a friend of ours, Sean, was a bassist in something, keyboard player. We were in the effect with him, and Drew and I. Glorious Noise. Probably Mantra a couple times. He's running sound for us and recorded most of the tracks that we played tonight.
Sean Snar? Okay. Yeah.
Sean Snar, the man.
Yeah, the man.
So he's doing that for us and getting into the video editing stuff.
Cool.
There's programs and stuff like Periscope.com does live streaming.
Yeah.
And you can source your own material.
Yeah, Periscope.
So after we take over Facebook, because when you do something live, it notifies everybody.
Yeah.
When I post a picture or an event that I got coming up on Facebook, I say like 10 people saw this.
Right.
Booster for $9.95, you can get 100 people to see it. And it's like, or I could just do a live broadcast for 2 seconds, and everyone will see it.
That's right.
And they can go back after I'm done a live thing, and I could just be holding a flyer up. I don't know, like doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So we're like, let's do a concert every week.
Yeah.
So we're getting
that really cool
set up right now. Yeah. And a lot of it, too, in the electronic scene, a lot of them, my friends I see them going live every night, and they're just kind of hanging out, listening to records. And
Interesting.
There's thousands of people that are watching them just listen to records.
Huh, no kidding.
They're sitting on a couch like, dude, check this one out. I just got this today. Drops the needle on it, and it's like some old soul or anything.
Yeah.
And they'll just do that for an hour and a half, and people literally just watch them sit there and drink coffee and hang out and read magazines. They don't interact with anybody.
Yeah.
This is different, but a lot of people see it because it automatically pops up. Oh, hey, so-and-so's is live right now.
That's
Check
really
them out.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, like, why don't we capitalize on that? I think it'll be good.
Station.
There you go.
Yeah. We do something once a week, and then we can still, edit them down and put them on YouTube.
Right, and that's what we've been doing with the recordings too. Is we'll just edit them down to more manageable length songs,
right?
25 minutes or 10 minutes.
Yeah. Because live, any of the jam bands, their songs can be 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
When you're going to listen to music online, no, you don't want to sit down and listen to a 15-minute song.
Right.
Nobody's got time for that.
Right.
We ain't got time
I
for
do.
that.
Well, Andrew does.
Except for Andrew. All right, everybody but Andrew has time like that.
He's,
I love
doesn't have
15-minute
time like-
songs.
he's special.
Yeah, so special.
Oh no, he's the one that tries to get us to cut the song. Like, all right, I'm
Yeah.
done. Come
We
on.
get-
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, we get the look. we get
Well,
the
after the
the look.
16th minute of playing live the same song, you're like, okay, let's end it.
Yeah, minute 16 is brutal.
yeah, we get the look from Andrew.
I just want
Yeah.
to change it into something completely different. That's just what
We
so-
thought about
yeah.
using a stoplight and letting
Or
people like
blinking
on their phones
Yeah,
like
like once you
decide
voted up
like
a certain amount.
stop,
Yeah.
slow it down, speed it up.
That's some good crowdsourcing there.
There you go.
You know, hit on it, you know.
Interactive band.
Yeah, yeah.
You have a ton of people there, let them say, hey, what kind of style of music do you want us to play? We'll play that, so, you get 100,000.
Well, then
It'll
we
be
might
like-
then we might end up with Donald Trump.
Right, it'll be like, who's your line?
Whose line is
Whose
it?
line is it anyways?
Yeah, yeah.
But music-wise, like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, just yell out.
jazz.
Well, you guys are improvising, so it's good stuff.
But we're not doing it for them. We're doing it for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
It's for
They don't have a say in
I
this.
do my bass lines for me.
that's right.
If they were in my room, I wouldn't let them touch anything.
That's right. Yes. Well, guys, we got to wrap up, but thank you so much.
Yeah,
This has
yeah,
been great.
this has been great.
You guys are a lot of fun to talk to, and of
And I will
course,
see you in a few weeks.
John, you'll
Yeah.
be back in a couple weeks for we'll talk about Outlet.
Oh my god.
What do you guys? Oh, you're in the special chair.
Yeah,
He called it.
Makes
We
sense.
said he was special.
That's
There we
right.
makes sense.
go. Hot dog.
What do you guys want to play to wrap up?
Dimmadoo-doo.
This is this song's called Picasso,
Tap.
and it was actually recorded
Acapella.
about a year ago. All right. See what I got to deal with every day?
Yes.
That's why it's only one day a week.
Oh, musicians. Musicians are a pain in the ass.
They are.
Especially this
But thanks for having us.
Absolutely. No, thank you guys. This has been a lot of fun. All right, so we'll end with Picasso from Abstract here on Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet.
IPMNation.com.